Hello, work life warriors. Happy SaturPlay. How are you? I hope you're doing well. How have you been? How was your work week? How was your work week this week? Was it extremely stressful? Did you play as hard as you work? How was work this week? I would love to know in the chat. How was work this week? Please share with me in the comments. Did you play as hard as you work? Did you add any play, fun, joy, laughter to your work week? What are your weekend plans? We are still early in the day. I mean, it's just 2 p.m. So, what are your weekend plans? How are you planning to add play, fun, joy, laughter, satisfaction to your life? I would love to know. We are just halfway through one of our break days, right? Saturday and Sunday, technically supposed to be a break day, although we spend that time running errands, cleaning up our house, reordering our lives. We don't necessarily relax or renew or play, right? So we have to make it a priority to play as hard as we work. So what are you doing this weekend to play as hard as you work? How are you adding some play into your life? It is so beautiful here in Raleigh. Where are you located? I'm located in Raleigh, and it is so beautiful. It's a little cold, but it's beautiful. After this, I am probably going to go on a nature hike. I absolutely love going out in nature. It helps to center me. It definitely is the most beautiful stress reliever, and I feel more like myself. I feel like home. It feels so grounding to me. So what are you doing? I'm probably also going to play later on today and have some social play. So I would love to know, what are you doing? What are you doing tomorrow to make sure come Monday you are ready to get up, hop out of the bed, ready to go to work, to add some much needed value in the world. That you don't hit the snooze button 11 times, but like you are actually excited to contribute your best self to the world, because work is our contribution to the world, right? So are you excited about what you're contributing to the world? I would love to know. So what we're going to do for SaturPlay this time is we're going to do a word search puzzle while I talk to you about an important topic. Now, last time we did Legos, and it was a little bit too complicated for me to try to put Legos together and think through it. So the next time what I'll do is just make an easier topic when I'm playing with Legos. But for this topic that I think is so important and so well placed, that I am going to do something easier so I can talk to you while I'm playing, but I can have a full conversation about this topic because I think it's very important. So we're going to do a word search puzzle. When's the last time you did a word search puzzle? I would like to know. Put it in the comments. When's the last time you did like just like a regular word search? This is a 2-in-1 book. As word search and Sudoku, and I do them both, and I absolutely love them. But when was the last time you just did a word search puzzle? Today, so this is the one I did earlier when I was on my mastermind, and this is the one that I am going to do today while we talk. So it's called Anyone Thirsty? I feel like it's very appropriate for what today's topic is, which is holiday stress. Yes, holiday stress. The stress of holidays. So where do I start with this topic? So in general, holidays are just stressful. The time of year is very stressful, because especially the holidays that are located at the end of the year, because if you're like me, you may suffer from SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder, right? So in the wintertime, you're less vibrant, you have less energy, the winter time blues really like impacts you. And so already winter is a hard time, and then you're adding other things on it. For me, it is a very busy time as an entrepreneur, as a consultant. This is retention season. So this is when most employees tend to transition around the holiday times. They are going to spend time around their family and friends, and they know the topic of career will come up. They know, right? They know that people will ask about what your career goals are, what you have accomplished throughout the year, what you intend to accomplish. Are you happy with your job? Are you happy with your life? And so this is why somewhere around, I would say September, things start picking up for me because it is retention season. A lot of employees like to change jobs. They like to start eliminating what their stresses are. It's closer to the end of the year, so they're thinking about what they have accomplished and the little bit of time that they have left to accomplish. So they tend to make a lot of changes during this time. And so it's a high impact, stressful time for me as an entrepreneur because I'm busy with both the employee side, helping employers reform their work environment so they do not lose their key players during their most stressful time of the year. And on the professional side, just helping professionals with the solutions that they need in order to thrive, not just survive, not just to get through the day to day, but to actually like thrive in what they're doing so that they can add their best self to the workplace, family, community, any place that they're at, because it's much needed, right? And so that in itself is happening. So a lot of changes are happening at the end of the year. And then to top it off, the cherry on top is holidays, right? Ugh. I don't know why holiday times, well, I do know why holiday times are so stressful, but for most parts, because we want to get it right. We want to be around the people we love. We want it to be a beautiful experience. We want to enjoy each other, create memories. We also think that this is a time for us to kind of connect deeply. We don't, throughout the year, tend to have like deep interactions. It's a lot of small talk in and out of social circles, but we don't really dig deeply, right? So this is the opportunity to get around a safe environment, hopefully a safe environment where you can talk through things, experiences, events, be your best self, express the things that are really happening in your life, and feel supported and understood and seen, right? And so holidays are so very important because we put stress on ourselves and wanting it to be perfect, to want to show up perfect, and then we put stress on other people to meet our expectations of whatever the event or experience is supposed to be. And so holidays tend to be very stressful. We don't think about the fact that many people are lonely during the holidays. Holidays tend to be a time where socially we get together, and some people just don't have the opportunity to be around other people. So it's a very lonely time for them. They spend a lot of time wishing that they had the opportunity to connect with people deeply, or to be around family and friends, just to kind of break bread or have that meal with them. It's something that we really cherish as humans, right? Friendship and belonging is so very important to our health and well-being. So there are a lot of people who are lonely, right? Who just need some companionship or friendship during the time. So it could be very stressful. Also, there are people who lose people or have lost people during this time. So it could be a very sad or traumatic time for people, right? It could be anniversaries of loss, or just very trying times for people where holidays don't necessarily always equate to happiness. Some people equate the holidays to not so happy things, right? And so when we think about the holidays, the things that we have to do, the roles that we have to play, how we have to show up, it can be a very stressful time. And in general, we want to make sure that we are managing our stress, even if it is good stress, right? It may be good stress to get around your family. You haven't seen them in a while. It may produce feelings of joy and happiness to be around them, but you also have to think about how it's producing stress being around them or being in these environments, especially if you tend to belong to a toxic family, which many of us do, right? Many of our experiences within our family is less than ideal. And so that in itself can create stress, right? You may get along with a lot of people in your family, but it may be one or two or three that you just don't get along with, and being around them is triggering. It is stressful. It's not good for your health, right? And so we want to be mindful of what we consume, of our diet, and not just what we're eating during the holidays, what we're consuming, the people we're around, the environments that we're in, um, just the things that we hear, partake in, engage with. We have to be very mindful uh, when we're engaging with these things. Are they adding value? Are they making us feel better? Or are they making us feel worse? Because one thing we do know is although the holiday experience or event may be a couple of hours or a day, it can have lasting impacts, right? Impacts that can go on for years and years and years. And so we have to think about how we are or where we're spending our time in these environments and if they're beneficial to us and what they're adding. If they are making our lives better, if they're making it worse, or if they are forcing us to conform, follow more ideals or norms that don't necessarily fit with what we value. And so holiday seasons bring up a lot of traumatic experiences, a lot of stress because you are around different people with different expectations, different lifestyles, and you're coming together to try to celebrate. And so I absolutely speak with a lot of people who talk about this being where it's supposed to be a joyous celebration. It's one of the most stressful times of their lives. And not even like Thanksgiving is a whole different beast than Christmas. But even during Thanksgiving, I remember for me, when it was my time to kind of host Thanksgiving, the transition of like generations stepping down, the matriarch may be getting a little bit older and step down and now transition. So I remember my opportunity to host, Thanksgiving. And for me, teaching stress management and always kind of just been in tune with my emotions and my feelings. I asked the really hard questions like, did I want to be responsible for cooking a meal for 20 people? How long would that take? What would I have to sacrifice to be able to do that? And could I pull it off, right? Although I can cook, can I cook at that capacity? And so I thought about it. And for me, it just wasn't ideal. I really wanted to enjoy my family. I really wanted the opportunity to just kind of connect with people. I don't really get to see them as much as I like. So I thought probably that's not the best idea. Like, why spend, 2 days in the kitchen preparing and then be the person who serves and hosts, and I don't really get to enjoy the experience. It feel more like a chore to me, and then I'm again waiting for next year. So I spent a whole year waiting for something that never happened. So what I decided to do was to potluck Thanksgiving. I split it up into different categories, and I decided, again, I wasn't raised to partake in like holidays. I was raised Jehovah's Witness, but on my father's side, they were Christian. And so when Granny was, getting a little older, and now it's time for someone else to step up, it was my turn just to kind of see what I would do if I was in that position. And what I decided to do was potluck it. So I split it up among everyone because I, again, wanted to be there and celebrate with people. I wanted to enjoy the experience with my cousins. I don't get to see them often, and cousins are the best. Okay, that's my favorite family member, and I don't get to see them often. We're busy, and so I split it up. I split it up with meats and sides and desserts and drink. And what I did was let everybody pull from a hat and let everyone bring what they, something in that category. So, for instance, there's normally 3 different types of meat. People do turkey, ham, and some sort of roast, right? And so I split that up and put it in a hat. And people got to choose. If you pick meat, then in the meat, you have 3 different categories. You choose again, and it tell you what you're bringing. Same thing with the sides. I did the same thing with every aspect. So we had, desserts and beverages and everything. And that isn't obviously how it's traditionally done, but all of us felt less stress. It was less pressure on one person to achieve. And as the host, I could just kind of enjoy my family and all of us can add something of value to it. And it turned out to be extremely successful. Everyone got to show off a little bit, and at the end, we got to make it a cute little competition by voting on who had the best dish, regardless of the category that it came out of. And so that was pretty fun. And so we got to try different types of food instead of one person's version of every type of food, right? And so some people did spicy and some people don't like spicy and some people like savory. And so you got different versions of different things. Whereas grandma tend to make her mac and cheese savory, here's another person who come in and make it less savory or sweet, right? And so it was very interesting just to kind of see the dynamics change where people were less stressed and we had more time to play and converse and dance and enjoy each other and play cards. And it was just a different type of celebration than we normally have. But of course, it didn't sit well with the people who, are used to traditions. And so for them, it didn't feel like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is done a certain way. And it caused a little dissension, which is fine. That's a part of human nature. And it's a part of change, right? People don't like when things change. They're used to things being a certain way. And that's really what holidays are, right? It's just tradition that's been passed down from generation to generation. It's how we do things around here during a certain time of the year. And so it's okay if you decide that you want to opt out. It's not good for your health, your mental health. It's not the best way you would spend your time. You don't enjoy it. It's stressful for you. It's okay if you decide to do something different. If you decide to stay home, make your own tradition, regardless of what the people around you are going to say about what it is that you're doing for your life. You have to make the decision that you have to do what's best for you. You have to put your health and well-being over anything, right? Even to traditions and norms of getting together and partaking in things that you've been doing for generation. If it doesn't serve you, or that you've been doing since you're here, if it doesn't serve you, then you have the permission, give yourself the permission to withdraw, right? No one gets to tell you what's in your best interest. Only you would know that. And it's your responsibility to do what's in your best interest, regardless of if the people around you don't understand. You may have to piss a couple of people off by not showing up this year, because you need to reserve your energy for the rest of the year so you can start the year off strong. You don't want to spend the end of your year, unpacking the trauma from being at these family events or whatever happens, or you may decide that you want to just go ahead and sit it out because it's what's best for you. And again, you can do that. The stress of the holiday is not something that is mandatory. It is something that you opt into. You do not necessarily have to play by the rules that were set before you got here. If it doesn't serve you, change it. Don't do it. No is a complete sentence. You do not owe anyone an explanation for doing what's best for your life. And anyone that wants you to explain why you're making these decisions that's best for your life, if they need you to explain and continue to explain, sometimes people just don't understand and they do want you to tell them so they can get on the same page with you. But if you have to keep explaining and they keep trying to guilt you or convince you to do something different, then you know that you have made the best choice for yourself. And it's okay. It's okay. I want everyone to know that life will go on. The event will go on without a hitch if you are not there, or go on like normal. I won't say without a hitch, but it will go on like normal if you are not there. The world does not end if you are not there. If you do not cook it, if you do not go, if you do not show up, the world does not come to an end. Although we tend to think like, yes, if I don't do it, no one will. But that's, again, your ego tricking yourself. Why each year do you continue to put yourself in these very stressful situations and do not learn from them? Everything is happening as a way to teach you, right? It's an experience teacher. So if you continue to do the same thing each year and it is stressful for you and you continue to do it, you are your own worst enemy. You are your own worst critic, and it is you who have to manage yourself. No one is going to show up and magically manage you into the person you want to be. It is your responsibility to do that. It is your responsibility to set the boundaries, to say no, to be authentic, to do what you really want to do, not what people want you to do. That's not real. If you don't want to be there, why are you there? You're actually not helping the people who want to be there. I hate one thing that I really dislike is when I really want to do something and then I'm doing it with the person who just doing it, right? They're just here. They're here out of obligations or because they don't have anything else to do, but they're not really interested in this thing, and it creates energy behind it. You could feel that they're not really into it. It's not as fun as it would be if they were into it. And so you're not really helping the people who want to be there and want to experience this by you just showing up and being there out of obligation. You have one life to live, and I would not say waste your time, energy, people pleasing, or spending your time and energy in places that don't serve you, that don't make you feel better, that don't help grow you. Eliminate yourself from it. It doesn't matter what it is. You do not owe anyone anything. The only person you owe is yourself. You owe yourself greatness. You owe yourself the opportunity to grow into the person that you're meant to be. To live the life that you're meant to be. I have two more. I can't find Punch. Y'all see Punch? I can't find it. So yes, this is a big topic come starting November where I have to start talking to a lot of my clients, helping them come to the decision on whether celebrating is best for their health this year. Going to family celebrations or holiday parties or holiday experiences if it's best for their need. A lot of times people play it political. They don't want to be seen a certain way, whether that's at work. Punch, that's it, yay! Whether that's at work, whether that's within the family. They just don't want to be viewed a certain way. So a lot of times they just go along to get along to their detriment. And it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve the world. You owe it to yourself, the little kid within yourself that has been hurt and traumatized and used and abused, to make the best decisions for yourself, regardless of what other people expect for you. It is the best thing that you could do for yourself, and you deserve it. We all deserve happiness, well-being, peace, joy, all the good things in life, but they're not going to drop into your lap. It is your responsibility to cultivate them, to make it a priority, to schedule them, to make it one of your values and live up to it, right? Practice integrity and live up to it. Play is one of my values. Peace is a value of mine. And so I do not allow things to interrupt me feeling like I'm playing with my life or playing with, or when I say play, I mean like co-creating with my life, or that is, the peace of my life. It's non-negotiable. If you are, bringing anything, well, I won't say anything. If you're not living up to my ideal of peace, or what you add into my life is not peace, then I put a hard boundary and I remove you, or I say no, or I don't do that thing. And it takes practicing. It takes learning to flex that muscle and being confident in your choices and trusting yourself and trusting what's in a higher power, if you believe in that, to give you the strength to do what's in your best interest, which is kind of a counterculture here, because we're not taught to do that. We're taught to people please, to conform, to just kind of do what is done, whatever is done around here, we do it, right? And we don't just do it, we do it better, we do it the best, right? It's kind of toxic when you think about it. And so I want everyone to just figure out what's in your best interest. Is celebrating the holidays with your family and friends in your best interest? If so, then please go out, have a good time, stay in the moment. Do not be thinking about work and all of the things that, or worrying about work, or the problems in your life, or things that can go wrong. Fully immerse yourself in the experience with your family or friends. Realize, be grateful that not every person has that opportunity to be around people that they love and care about, and who love and care about them, right? People do not have family and friends that they can go to during the holidays and really enjoy themselves. So if you're going to be there, if you have the type of family or friend or community that you can go and enjoy, be there, be present, enjoy, give the best of yourself, really show up and be present. Social play is so very important to our health and well-being, but in addition to that, community is our grounding. It helps us to thrive. So take the opportunity to really be there. And on the flip side of this, if being with your family and friends during the holidays is not beneficial, then don't go. Don't go. Stay home, read a good book, watch a good movie, eat some good food, enjoy the people who enjoy you, or enjoy the space that makes you feel powerful. And it doesn't matter what is expected of you. You do what's in your best interest. You do not owe anyone an explanation. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to defend. You have the right to be and take up space and do not have to defend your choices. Right? No one has to defend their choices. You have the permission to show up as the person you want to be in this world, regardless of what people have to say about it. So, what are your thoughts on the holidays? Is it something that stresses you out? Is it something that you look forward to? If it stresses you out, do you go just because it's what is expected of you? Or how do you handle the holidays? And how does holiday stress, how does it impact your overall health and well-being? I would love to know in the comments, how do you feel about holiday stress? So I am going to go ahead and give you your time back. I want to make sure that I get out in nature today, practice what I preach before it gets dark. It's already about to be 3 o'clock and it is getting dark early. So I want to make sure I go out there and play the stress away today. I will be back tomorrow for a book review. I read the book Unstressable, and so I will be here tomorrow doing a book review on that. And as always, I am always on these inner streets. You can catch me on Mondays for our stress management well chat. Tuesdays, I release an article. Thursdays, we do Wednesdays, deep breathing. Thursdays is a tackle topic. And funny Fridays, I tend to do something fun. Yesterday, I did both laughter, yoga, and bubbles. So I am always here. If you are interested in talking about stress or learning more about stress, I am around. We do not necessarily know what it is, although we think we know what it is. We operate in stress like it's normal to us, so we don't even realize that we're feeling stress. A lot of us cannot identify emotionally when we're feeling stress, and we cannot identify our physical symptoms of stress. We just think it's something else, right? Something we ate or something that we're not doing. And so it's very important for us to learn what stress is, train ourselves on what we need mentally and behavioral wise to address stress, manage it, and then also creating the communities of practice that we need to make sure that we are always scheduling and prioritizing wellness. So I have many free communities of practices out there, from deep breathing to play to laughter yoga. So play community. So please check out my social media for that. And I am going to go ahead and give you back your SaturPlay, your Saturday, so you can go out there and play the stress away and be ready for work come Monday morning. We only have 48 hours, depending on if you are a corporate person, to make sure that you are working as hard as you're playing. We have so many other things that we need to take care of during the weekend, like rearranging, reordering, like our lives, and running errands and taking care of our kids and situations and experiences. And so we tend to put again on the back burner managing our stress, playing as hard as we work, adding the fun, play, laughter, joy that we deserve to our lives. And it's your responsibility to do that. So get out of the house today, get out of the work mindset, and go and do something just for the sake of play, just for fun. You deserve it. And you don't even have to spend a lot of money. You can go outside, you can go and play with your kids, you can read a good book. There are so many things that you can do that can help renew you without spending a lot of money. And playing is so very important. that it is a biological need and we need to make it a priority. We are neotenists, which means we benefit from play from any age, and we don't grow old because of age. We grow old because we stop playing. So it's very important that we continue to play as we age. So get out there, work life warriors, and I will see you sometime during this week, and you can always contact me for stress management.